Hi, boys and girls. It's Mrs. Pro back with another story to share with you. Today, we're really going to be paying attention to getting to know our character, which is also known as our character's character traits. So in this story, we're going to read Silly Sally, and we're going to really pay attention and get to know Sally and find out who she is as a character and as a person. So I'm going to share with you real quick kind of some examples as to what character traits are. So here we have a poster and it shows the outside of a person and the inside. And the outside are things that we can see with our own eyes. Those would be called physical traits, such as we can see what color their hair is or their eyes or what color shirt or the type of shoes they're wearing. And what we're looking for with character traits on what's on the inside, what we learn based on what the character says, does, thinks, or feels. So it might be their thoughts, their words. And that's what we're going to learn about the character and their character traits. An example of this is my son did a Zoom meeting with his class the other day, and they had to bring a poem in which that poem they had to present the poem to the class, and it was any poem that they want. And just the snapshot of him in his Zoom meeting when his teacher called on him for his turn to present, he was super energetic and he stood up and he recited the poem which he had memorized. He had hand expressions that went with it. He had a smile from ear to ear. He was super loud. So just that action from him made me learn that some of his character traits at that moment where he was very happy and excited. He was proud. He was very energetic. He was independent because he did this all on his own without my help. He was smart, that he was able to memorize it and present it and create hand movements that went along with it. He was fearless because he wasn't shy or worried to get up there. So just watching him in that snapshot let me learn those character traits about him. Now, there are times where our character traits may change. So at one moment, like Brody was that very energetic, outgoing person, there's going to be other times where maybe he is more shy and more quiet. So a lot of times we'll notice in our stories we read, our character may start out with certain character traits and end up with different ones. So some words that we might use to describe some of the different character traits that our character shows is they might be silly or hopeful or active or shy, grouchy, loving. So this is a list of just some words that we might use to describe the character traits of our characters that we're going to get to know throughout our story. So now I'm going to share with you Silly Sally by Audrey Wood. And as we read, because we are all good readers, and I know that we've been working so hard, we're going to remember that the reason why we're really paying attention to the character traits of the characters so that we can get to know them better. We can connect with them like we talked about last week, and then it helps us understand the story better because we have a relationship with the character and we understand the character. So as good readers, we're going to pay attention to those character traits, make connections to that character, and we're going to make sure that we're using all of our strategies as we read to help us solve unknown words. So Silly Sally by Audrey Wood. Silly Sally went to town, walking backwards, upside down. On the way, she met a pig, a silly pig. They danced a jig. Silly Sally went to town, dancing backwards, upside down. I can tell right now she's definitely silly. That would be a character trait I would use to describe her. And she's fun. She's having a lot of fun being upside down, and she's happy. I can tell by that big smile. On the way, she met a dog, a silly dog. They played. I'm struggling with this word, so I'm going to break it apart. I look at the beginning sound, oh, I have EA. Remember our vowels. 2 vowels go walking. The first one does the talking. So the E is going to say its name, and the A is going to stay silent because she's a good listener. So leap, I know FR says fur, leap, fur, ag. Leapfrog. Let me read around it and see what makes sense. On the way, she met a dog, a silly dog. They played, what could they be playing? Leapfrog. Oh, leapfrog. Good. Thanks for helping me figure that out, friends. Silly Sally went to town, leaping backwards, upside down. On the way she met a loon, a silly loon. They sang a tune. She's creative, right? Singing upside down. Silly Sally went to town, singing backwards, upside down. On the way she met a sheep, a silly sheep. They fell asleep. Now how did Sally get to town? Sleeping backwards, upside down. Along came Nutty Buttercup, walking forwards, right side up. He tickled the pig, who danced a jig. He tickled the dog, who played leapfrog. He tickled the loon, who sang a tune. He tickled the sheep, who fell asleep. He tickled Sally, who woke right up. She tickled Nutty Buttercup. And that's how Sally got to town. Walking backwards, upside down. Well, boys and girls, I hope you enjoyed getting to know Silly Sally in this story. And some character traits that I see that would describe her is definitely silly, very outgoing, happy, fun, friendly. She met a lot of friends along the way, true to herself and independent and proud of who she is, because you know, a lot of people would be like, oh, that's weird to be walking backwards and upside down, but she doesn't care because that's who she is. And I love that about her. So I hope you were able to pick up some character traits of Silly Sally. What I would like you to do is read a book on your own and pick up some character traits, or pick out some character traits of your main character and share them with us. I'm also going to show you right now is the next time that we meet for our, online Zoom meeting, which would be next Wednesday. I did change some of the office hours just because I noticed many of your teachers are Zooming with you right around the same time I was, and I don't want to interrupt with that. So I changed my office hours. They'll be now Monday and Wednesday, and on Wednesday will be the time from 2:30 till 3 where we will Zoom, and the meeting ID and password is right there. So I would love for you to come to that Zoom meeting with a book where you can share some of the character traits that your character has. Or I would love a video or an email or a text sharing about your story and your character that you've read. All right, boys and girls, I hope everybody is doing well. I hope to see you guys next Wednesday on Zoom. I miss you very much, and I hope you're still reading. Bye-bye.